Okay, so this is specifically under the post. There is the block, which like if you choose this header block, it's going to have different settings than if you choose the paragraph block or the image block, and that's fine. You'll know, like you can look at those and explore on things, and if they mess up, just hit reset, it's fine. Or if you delete the image and replace it back in, that also gets rid of those special settings. It's fine. What we're talking about right now is actually the post block. You are not going to stick it to the top of the blog. More likely, if I see that, I'm probably going to unstick it. Those are typically going to be things that are imperative, but our website really isn't that kind of website. So I haven't found the instance where any one person's message needs to stay at the top more than anybody else's. You're not going to care about pending review. Author is obviously going to be you. Your name is going to be in there. Post status should be draft because remember, you're not publishing. I will. This shows how many revisions you had. So if for some reason you've spent 2 hours, I'm just making this up, please don't spend this long, but if you spent 2 hours trying to make something look cool and you think it looks way worse than when you started, you can actually click on this, and I almost wish I hadn't because it's going to show us a whole bunch of stuff, but you can click on this and you can actually choose like how far back you want to go. Like I can go back all the way to 55 minutes ago when I first started recording these, but I don't want to. So I've done, I'm clicked around, but let's say I don't want to change anything. I just want to go back to the editor. So you can do that. This is just showing you the changes that were made. And yes, it looks strange, but those are internal commands. And more or less, if you wanted to go back to an older thing, you would have just pressed I forget what it's called, but you would just choose the option to merge back into what it was. Anyway, so that's the options. Permalink. The normal permalink is going to be your post title. So that's also another reason why you don't want your post title to be like 50 words long, because I will truncate it for you. Maybe you'll like it and maybe you won't. Is because that's your address too, right? So like this one says post title, an explanation on post. So that also makes it easy to find on search engines. So you really won't be really touching the permalinks, but that's what it is. You will, however, be using categories. It may take a few minutes for categories to appear. You can use tags, and you can make up as many tags as you want. Like this one might be, I could do a tag that says post title or something. I could do cloud punk, like whatever things people might search for if they were trying to find your article out of anybody else's on this website. You can add those, and it says separate with commas or the enter key. It'll show you like, let me say cloud punk, and then I'm going to say tab. Oh no, not tab, obviously, comma. See, it does that for you. You can remove it just as easily. Anyway, categories have popped up. These categories are important because they're going to actually list you under things. So blog is almost always an option because like it's default chosen because whatever you're putting on here is kind of a blog. It might be a review, but it's also, it's also a blog. You don't choose things like entertainment because you're going to choose like for this one, let's say it's a gaming thing, then you're going to choose gaming because that's going to make it show up under the gaming. It's a PC game, we're going to choose PC. None of the rest of that matters because these separate it into other categories. If you're doing a review on a TV show, then you're obviously not going to choose gaming. You're going to choose blog, and then you're going to choose, you could probably choose reviews, and you could choose, where is it? TV. You could choose movies if it's a movie. You may be choosing entertainment. Oh, TV. So info and then TV. And basically the info and TV, you could just choose one of those and it's still going to put you in the same area, but that shows where on the main website that your article goes. Having it blog also chooses where it's going to go. Let's see. So that's the category. So you want that so people can find you once you're not on the front page. Tags are okay. They're not required, but tags are okay. Featured image. Remember at the very, very top of this post, how it shows your first image, it filled that in for you. If you want a different image, this is where you would do it. And it'll take a second for this to load as well. But when it does, you could click remove featured image, and then you could choose another one. If you have a special beautiful fold for the game, that's where you would put it. I would encourage you in general, don't let the featured image be the same one that rolls up first. This is okay because you have some text ahead of it. Does that make sense? Like if you start the image and you see this beautiful Cloudpunk, and then the first thing you see is Cloudpunk again with no text, it's a lot of scrolling for someone. So at least let there be some text before the image, if that makes any sense. Like this isn't perfect, but it's acceptable, etc., etc. So just saying that's a preference of mine. Excerpt. This is, so where this comes in is the excerpt is this right here. It's usually the first paragraph or so. You know, I think it's a set amount of characters, but darned if I can remember what it is. But it's going to be the first-ish paragraph of your review. If you don't want it to be, let's say this is your review and you don't want your the summary of the game that came from the website to be the first thing that people see. Let's say you want it to be the first part of your review, which, you know, ours looks the same on purpose. But this then over here is where you would change that. You would basically copy and paste this and you'd paste it over here. And it's only going to take a certain amount, but this is what will be posted there. Okay. So you can manually do your own excerpts if you want to, but it's optional. It'll automatically fill it in. If for some reason you come back here and you have nothing, like this is completely empty, that's because you made an image the first thing that comes up and it can't read the text that far down. So you've done a boo-boo and you need to go fix it. Most likely I would have fixed it for you because that's the person I am. However, if you're testing it yourself, you know, and you see that and you'll be like, oh, okay. Anyway, discussion. This is just where you could theoretically disallow comments. We don't get a lot of comments because I have a spam filter on. So most of the people that would be posting their Xanax or whatever prescription advertisements can't get to you. So sorry, only legitimate people. Other things, basically this just says that you'll get notifications when anything's changed on your message. You don't have to change that. I wouldn't mess with most of the rest of this, to be honest. It's all you needed to know is basically the categories and the excerpt and the featured image, and you can do tags. And of course, whenever you're done, hit save as draft and give me a notification so I know to go edit your stuff and get it ready to be published. That is all, guys. So there's more down here, of course. I'll probably make another video about the, there is a review box that you can do and see how this says 8.0. I think I'll make another video later about how to do that. The review box itself, sorry, I'm getting to the bottom, looks like this. This is a series of codes, so it's a little bit more advanced to get this working right. I'll make a separate video for that. So I think we are good. Usually you will not touch any of this. This is editorial comments and I don't use them even. So you're good to go, guys. That's how you make a post. Thanks for watching.